Hello, everybody. I'm Pilar Archila with Pure Gold, and I have two wonderful musicians here. I have I'll say the Howard brothers, Trent and Danny. They're visiting us today, and I don't know about you guys, but I would love to listen to them all night if possible. How are you today?
Doing fine.
Doing great.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. I'm so excited about this. I love music, and there is something I don't know if you guys know or if you know. Being from Colombia, serenades are very common. And the way we do it, like if a guy likes a girl, he will hire a duo or a group or a mariachi or something, and at night he'll serenade her. And to me, that is so romantic. And when I listen to you guys, it sounds so much like those serenades, you know, at night, and people don't complain. I mean, you're sleeping and then you hear this music, you look in the window and you see this couple or trio serenading a girl, and you go, oh man, you know, and I love listening to you. And I miss that. And actually the day before the wedding, when you're getting married, you get a serenade from your future husband, and it could be people like you just playing. It's awesome. So we're gonna be just having so much fun today. First of all, both of you live here in Dublin?
Yes, ma'am. Born and raised here.
Nice. So I am not going to ask you guys how long did you know each other because you're brothers. But maybe how long have you been playing together?
You know, Danny actually took up guitar first. We both played piano though as children. Miss Ada Pope was a teacher over in the Saxon Heights area. Oh, wow. And we took piano. I think Danny fared better than me. I think I enjoyed playing with the Siamese cat as much as I did the piano. But we did learn to read music, and she would give recitals at the library here in town. Yeah. And then we both were in band, West Lawrence. Right. We were in the marching band, and I played saxophone. Danny played trombone. Wow. But Danny actually started guitar first, I guess.
I tell you what influenced me was the Johnny Cash show in the late 60s, 1970. Yes. And watching those guys play, I wanted to play guitar.
Of course.
But it came close to not happening. I took piano lessons and I didn't take to it, that my folks spent money on the lessons. Then I took up trombone and I played it in the high school band, but let's just say I wasn't the best in the world at it. So therefore, when I was 13 and I wanted a guitar, my daddy kind of questioned, well, should I do it or is this just another? But he did it. And it picked up, and the person that helped get me started on guitar was my grandmother's sister, Winifred Dixon. And at that point in time, it was unusual for a woman to be playing a guitar, at least here. Right. But she taught me my first guitar chords, taught me how to tune it. Then from there, took lessons. Of course, mind you, back then in the early 70s, there was not any internet, so it was tough to pick up info to, you know, to learn from. So I hung around music stores, and we got to be buddies with people that were very competent musicians. And a person that did teach me guitar lessons at one time was a local E.G. Kite. I took lessons from her in '73. Yeah, sure did. Played in the band with her over the years. Oh, goodness. So, but then, you know, you just hang around people, then you learn, you listen to records. And then Trent come along. He wanted to play banjo, and he took that up, and that led to classical guitar. And, of course, Trent and I have played in and out of bands over years, and just, you know, we've done duo performances. And
right.
I guess close to 40 years now, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I started the guitar. I don't mind telling you my age. I'm glad to be here. Unlike some people who complain about their age. I started guitar when I was 13 in '71. And you know, music is a hobby with us, but now we take it very serious.
So Danny's 59 and I'm 39, so
There you go.
20 years later I picked a note. But you know, we had music in the house there with our aunt, for instance, and we were very fortunate to become friends with Randy Howard, who was became a very acclaimed fiddle player, and played on the Nashville scene with Garth Brooks and a lot of the names of the day. And he and his father were both just accomplished at all instruments, really. And so just being around those people, it wasn't hard to find things to try to work on. You know, I don't see that today as like we did then. There were a lot of good local musicians then that,
I have the feeling that because in my family we all play instruments and we all sing, we spend a lot of time with our guitars and singing. Nowadays, kids are more into electronics and cell phones, and this is so wonderful, and they're missing out, I think.
it is a different time. You know, when we were coming up, one of the big things was just information. We were starved for the right info.
Yes.
And of course now you can go to the internet, and we do. I mean, it's all very accessible. It's cheap calories for the mind, but back then you just really prized every little nugget you got, and it's easy to lose track of that with all the info that's coming at us now.
Right. Now, on the positive side, one of my sons, Santiago, he's my middle child. One day he came to my bedroom and he said, "Mom, would you teach me to play the guitar?" And I thought, oh my gosh. So I sat down and I wrote some notes and I was trying to explain to him. And like 3 days later, he had been in the internet and he had a lot of information in the internet about how to play the guitar, and he surprised me. And right now he plays the guitar. I mean, I don't even, you know, I'm not even close to the way he plays the guitar, and he composes music and he sings, and I mean, it's amazing how the internet helped him.
As I tell most people that are wanting to play the guitar, there's a young man that goes to church with me. He's a 7th grader, and I think his folks recently bought him a guitar. I said, now the hard part is now you need to play about 20 minutes a day for 6 weeks to get your hand in shape and get the calluses. I said, once you get there, you're a guitar player for life, but don't quit in those first few weeks.
Right, exactly. Well, I would love to hear the two of you playing. What is it that we're going to hear first?
Well, we're big Django Reinhardt fans, the French guitarist, and so we'll play one of his pieces. Nuage? Sure.
All right. That's wonderful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I noticed that the guitars are a little bit different than the regular guitars.
They are. These are gypsy jazz guitars, and they became very popular in France in the 30s because of a gypsy guitarist, Django Reinhardt, who, if you've never heard of, it's an amazing story. Django was a true gypsy. He had the caravans. They rode in the wagons, and he was trying to rescue his wife. The wagon had caught on fire. Oh, wow. She liked to make roses out of cellophane, and it had gotten too close to a candle, and the wagon's in a blaze, and he's trying to get her out, and he's shielding his face, and when he did, he scarred his hand to the point that those two fingers became pretty well fused, and there was little or no use except for doing like a chord. So he played with two fingers, but we all wish we could play half as well.
What a story.
And a true genius. He was loved by Louis Armstrong. When Louis came to France, he's like, I want to meet Django, you know, and Duke Ellington invited him to tour the United States with him in the 40s. So he really is a larger-than-life person, but he made these guitars famous. Danny's is an old French guitar from the war years, 1940s. It's a Bassato, and just flip it over, Danny. It's got a walnut back, kind of unusual for guitars, and the neck is actually one piece of walnut. And I asked the guy that I bought it from, I said, well, how do you repair a guitar without a truss rod? There's no way to adjust the neck. He said, walnut's not going to ever give. It's just so strong. But so that's that instrument. It's a great rhythm instrument. It's got clarity. And this one I'm also proud to have. It's a Favino. And in the triad of builders for France, there's Selmer, and that's what Django played. Bassato is the second person in that trio, and then Favino is the third. Favinos are a little more modern. The necks are more modern, but it's very much in the gypsy tradition. And this guitar was owned by Paul Vidal, who was a very famous gypsy from the Gitane tribe, South France. A lot of Iberian influence. This is his guitar. It's had a life. It's had a gypsy life. There's all cracks, and it's been
A gypsy life.
but it still has the character that he found interesting in it, I think. So it's great to own it.
That's amazing. And I noticed the hole is smaller, but the sound is great.
Yeah, the smaller hole helps for it to project. These instruments came along in a time where everything was acoustic. It was before the microphones. And,
Yeah, and the electric guitars and all that.
And you can imagine the gypsy camps, there was a lot of just
a lot of fun.
a lot of live music. So that's why they project so well. They have a big sound.
Yes. Well, we're going to take a very short break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're here today at Bank of Dudley to discuss business loans. So many businesses and industries trust the Bank of Dudley for a variety of financing alternatives to suit your specific needs, from short-term loans to help with cash flow, loans to purchase equipment or facilities. At Bank of Dudley, we have commercial mortgage loans, capital improvement loans for construction or renovation. We can help with your business vehicle loans or for a small business line of credit. In other words, Bank of Dudley has your business covered. No matter what it is, you can trust the lenders at the Bank of Dudley with 5 convenient locations: East Dublin, downtown Dublin, Veterans Boulevard, Dudley, and Jeffersonville. The Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
You've been saying you want it, and now's the time to get it. Pool and patio furniture in style with fabrics you want, comfort and durability you deserve. You'll even save on accessories and add your own personal style. Peak season and telescope casual furniture, a new category of furniture made of superior quality marine grade polymer, will not crack nor separate in any outdoor environment, and proudly made in America. Come see the full line of pool and patio furniture at Mid-State Pools Pools and Spas today and bring home a colorful poolside with the original Pauley's Island Adirondack chairs. Visit our showroom today and see the complete line of lounge chairs for your pool and see the selection of
Louisiana grills.
the wood pellet grill that bakes, roasts, braise, smokes, grills, sears, char grills, and barbecues. Anytime's a great time for a Louisiana grill. And now's a great time to save at Mid-State Pools and Spas, located on Veterans Boulevard in Dublin. Mid-State Pools and Spas. We know pools.
Thank you for staying with us. I'm here with Trent and Danny Howard, and we're having a good time. They're playing music, they're talking to us, and this next one, what would be the next song you're gonna play?
Well, a big part of the gypsy jazz repertoire are waltzes.
Oh,
And
yes.
So I'm a big fan of waltzes in any style, but this is a gypsy waltz. It was written by Django. This also, the first tune was Django as well, by
Right.
the way. But he nicknamed it after his son, who was Babik, had a nickname, Jin Jin. So this is Jin Jin Waltz.
All right. Oh goodness, that's just amazing.
Thank you.
I just love
Thank
it.
you. Thank
Fun to
Love
play.
it. Now, there is something I'll never forget, Trent. Several years ago, I was trying to raise money for volunteers in medicine clinic. And I was going everywhere in Dublin. This is before I really knew you. And somebody said that you play the guitar just wonderful. And I was trying to do a concert at the theater in Dublin. And you were the first person that said, yes, I'll play and I help for the volunteers in medicine clinic. And then after people heard that you were going to play, other people say yes to be there. That night, I was just amazed. I wanted you to keep playing and never stop. It was so, and I will never forget. I mean, it's one of the things that never forget. And then when I heard you guys playing on Facebook, I was like, my gosh, Trent, I need to hear you playing again. It is so refreshing and amazing.
Thank you.
And brings me back to those good old days with my dad, and he's playing, and we're all playing and singing and playing, and it's so wonderful.
I tell you, music and family is a special thing.
It's very special.
And there's just nothing quite like it. Of course, music and friends is beautiful as well.
Yes, of course.
But the whole circle of things, it is something sort of unique.
It is unique. Okay, what else are you going to play for us?
Well,
Let's do that boss
well,
Dorado.
we have a bossa. We'll do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that. just amazing. We're going to take another short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
A lot of people don't know that Nationwide Insurance is the largest farm insurer in the country. Example, this tractor. There's multiple ways to cover your equipment. It is replacement cost, actual cash value, insuring the GPS system on it. In addition to tractors, we also cover any implements that you would like to cover. Like this front end loader as a value added to your tractor or on its own. A lot of times, the only way we will insure a farm is if we come to your site. We're going to walk it, we're going to talk it, we're going to find out what you do and what your interests are. We're going to customize it so that you get full benefit with the broadest coverage that's available on the market today. A lot of people find out at the time of a claim that they were not properly covered. That is my worst fear. So we make sure going in that you are covered properly. Don't forget to insure your sprayer. A lot of people say, I rode by and didn't see you at your office. That's because I was probably on a farm.
Cullen Supply and Engine Service, your steel dealer at 826 South Harris Street in Sandersville and 910 East Jackson in Dublin.
That's perfect. Is this the only instrument that you guys play, or you play more instruments?
This is the only instrument I play. Now Trent plays.
I mean, I know you
several.
started with other instruments,
Right.
but this is what
Yes, ma'am.
you keep practicing, and same.
This is what I do today. Yeah, I guess over time you evolve and change. I grew up
Right.
playing bluegrass and I loved it. I
Yeah.
do love bluegrass. But I haven't touched that in a lot of years. This is what's interesting to me, the swing era.
Right. And I know your lovely wife, she also plays. I mean, I have heard her play.
Yeah,
I mean, not
she's
the guitar, but she.
She's a fine horn player, plays clarinet.
Yes.
But being a grandparent and all that, I think she's more interested in taking care of those little ones right now,
That's where I'm right now,
Yeah.
enjoying my grandchildren.
Yeah, I'm the sorry grandpa that stays in the house and plays when I should know.
Let me ask you, did you guys get together and practice? Do you go to his house or you go to your brother's house? How that goes?
It's informal, just like you get together with family to eat, or the guitars are hanging on my walls in the living
Yeah.
room, and what do you want to play one, And
Yeah.
usually we've found some little nugget that we want to share, and we start kind of
Yeah.
messing with it. It's all sort of free and unrehearsed kind of thing.
But you do it so well that it seems like you guys spend hours, practicing, and it's so good.
Thank you,
Well,
thank you.
glad you like it. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just love it. And like you said, there's nothing like you just getting together with family
Yeah.
and practicing. And with my brother, and my sister, we used to play in church, at the Catholic church, and we used to do the music, and it was bilingual. We used to do some in English and some in Spanish, but my sister moved, and I mean, things changed, so we no longer do that. But to me, that was so special. On Saturday, we will practice. On Sunday, we'll go to church and sing and play, and that is so, I mean, that my heart was filled, you know, doing that.
I've got, you know, lots of wonderful memories of people, the family that aren't here anymore, you know, that were part of that, you know. So yes, we do get together, and we do. It is lighthearted, but we take it seriously too. I mean, we eventually get to something we're like, all right, let's dig into this, you know.
Yes.
Let's get this.
Yeah.
And so there's that too.
Did you teach guitar?
You know, there was a time that's what I did. I had 50 students a week, and
Really?
yeah, at one time I did that for several years. I don't anymore. There's just not time. You know, family.
And now with grandchildren, forget it.
But
Grandchildren.
if somebody wants to learn a Django tune, I can't turn that down. I'll show them something. You know,
Yes.
it's something I'm interested in.
Right. What about your grandchildren? Do they are interested in music?
My granddaughter's the oldest. She's 12. She's a dancer. You know, she's at Fancy Dancer, and
Yes.
between ballet and tap and all that, she ain't got time for this. You know, but she likes hearing me play. But that's where she's at.
Right. Do you have
No,
grandchildren?
Trent's a little bit ahead of me on that. I got one that just graduated from high school.
Oh, yeah.
He's into cartoon drawing, acting, and that type deal. I've tried to encourage him to play the guitar, and I said, "You got two great teachers here, right here in your house." And
Yeah.
but
Take advantage of that.
he guess what? He could if he wanted to. He came to me about 2 years ago and never played. No, he just wasn't interested in playing. He came to me and said, "Daddy, teach me how to play We Will Rock You." I said, "Well, son, you got to learn to." But I'll give him credit. He willed himself within a week to play the bar chords, which are tough to play from We Will Rock You. And then he learned it and got what he wanted to out of it and never picked it up again. But he could do it anytime he wanted. It's there. It's just that's not his interest.
Yes. It's in
I tell
his
you,
genes.
that was one thing too, just to say, people who knew my dad, Randy, he loved music and he encouraged you, but he never made you.
Right. Right.
We were never like, you've got to go practice. It's like, it's there if you want.
I still have my little books when I asked my dad, and he drew, you know, the notes and everything. And he never made me either. It was, and he played by ear most of the time, so he looked at, you know, how to do the notes, and it was just, we just wanted to do it.
And that's the way we are with the little ones, you know. They come walking through the house, there's the guitars on the wall.
Yeah.
But if they don't want to, I don't make them.
I have little guitars for my grandchildren. And my grandson, a couple of years ago for my birthday, he came with the guitar. He was singing happy birthday and singing and everything. And I was just about to melt. He's 10 now, so he was 8. And I was thinking, oh, that is the best gift ever. But to me, having the two of you here was just amazingly wonderful.
Thank you for having us.
And I hope it's not the last time.
We appreciate your friendship. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
And our friendship has been for many years, and I hope that ours is going to last many years too.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you so much for accepting my invitation. And to all of you out there, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.